ironically, we ended up being extremely close and wrote her whole album, I Walk Alone, together. And, we traveled together, and she's just, it's funny, we're total opposites. We could not be any further from the opposites, but we click. We have a lot of fun together, and we have the same kind of sense of humor, I suppose. And when she and I decided to sit down and write together, it just was a really great formula.
Well, Laurie's another one for those folks that don't know, maybe some of the younger listeners, that music is in her blood. Her father was the great George Morgan. Candy Kisses, last song at the Ryman Auditorium before they switched the Opry House, and hopefully she'll be visiting with us here on the program in a few weeks, still trying to work that out. I've met Laurie a couple times and just really enjoyed talking with her, just a really great person.
Oh, she is an incredible entertainer and a wonderful songwriter, and I just think she is. I don't know. She's the last of what I think is what classic is. I think things changed a lot after that era, and I just really like the glamour that she added to the music business. And
well, she definitely follows in the footsteps. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was just going to say she follows in the footsteps of people like Tammy Wynette and Jeannie Seely, who she grew up around.
Yeah, and that's the era of the ladies of country music that I tend to be, more attracted to their style and their music and their looks, and so there's definitely a change in direction and styles, of course, nowadays. But I like it when you just go over the top with the glamour. And Laurie was always so glamorous and always is, and I just really admire that about her.
So I guess I might ask you, if I could, I'm not sure if this is a tough question or not, but who were some of the songwriters that you were influenced by, if you had to name a couple, maybe?
Well, my favorite songwriter in the whole entire world is Bobby Braddock.
Oh, okay, yeah, we were. That's funny. We were talking about Bobby earlier. Just a little bit.
He's just. I like the way his brain works. He has a sense of humor to his songs, but yet they're always they make you stop and think. And the one thing I love about his writing is that if you were to look at his lyrics on a piece of paper, there are not very many words. There are generally a lot of space in between his words, but what he says makes a huge statement, and they get you thinking. It's like painting a picture on a canvas, and he just is very graphic with his words and gets a point across. And I like Dolly Parton's writing. I think she does the same kind of thing, and
well, she's a great storyteller.
Yeah, you can see what they're trying to say without having to guess and be so cryptic with what they're trying to say. And I like songs that make you feel. And those two writers in particular are my favorites.
And before we talk about TG's Special Duets project, I want to just talk about a couple of your latest releases. They came one after another. 1111 and Shades of K, just from the past couple of years. I believe Shades of K actually was released earlier this year. Correct?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And, I guess, first of all, my favorite song, I think, from 1111, which you wrote, was I'm Not Going Anywhere, which we heard a little bit of Crystal Gale and TG's version right before you came on the air. But I was wondering, would you mind please telling us what inspired you to write that song?
Well, it's been, the story has changed 2 or 3 times because it has so many different meanings, but I remember that a friend of ours was very ill at the time, and I just kept seeing the pain in his caretaking wife's face a lot, but he was very, very strong, and I loved the fact that he was comforting her. He was the one that was saying, "Honey, don't worry about me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm fine." But it just was kind of a different twist on, the caretaker's telling the patient that I'm here, I'm going to take care of you, kind of thing. I really loved his strength. Well, a few months after I wrote this song, like a lot of songs that I write, unfortunately, I have an inspiration to write something, I write it, and then it seems to come true for me, so I have to be very careful what I write. But a couple of months after I wrote that song, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I was put in the position of the patient, and I needed to comfort my children. I needed to comfort my mom and TG, and I felt like I had to be that strong, hey guys, don't worry about me, I'm not going anywhere kind of person. So in my heart, I kind of feel that it was pre-written for comfort for my family. You know, and I know it's a strange way of looking at it, but that when I sing that song, that's how it appears to me, and it's how it was inspired from my heart.
Well, I know, I guess at that point you and TG hadn't married yet, but you had still been seeing each other for several years, and I heard you tell the story that I think shows a lot about TG's character, about one time where you were just feeling really upset about everything. I mean, obviously, but I guess with the chemo, you had lost your hair, and I guess he came over to the house and you didn't even want him to see you. And,
no.
And I don't know, maybe you could pick up the story from there. I hope it's not too, like, personal for you to tell. I've heard you tell it.
No, not at all. You know, the way I look at it, everybody has, you know, tragic times in their lives at some time or another, and if you can't learn from them or help somebody through something, what's the point of having gone through it, you know? So I look at it as an honor to be able to still be here and share this. But I recall TG was working on the road a lot, and the first chemotherapy treatment that I had, they told me in 21 days you will be bald. I'm like, no way. You know, I had really long hair at the time. And he would come in town every other week or so, and we would see each other, and it was so embarrassing for me for him to come in one week and I have hair, and the next week I'm completely bald. It was very bizarre for me. And women have a lot of, you know, inner confidence, I suppose, with their looks, or, you know, insecurities if they don't feel like they look their very best. So I was very insecure, and I didn't want him to see me without at least a wig or makeup or something, you know. For goodness sakes, he's, you know, the love of my life, and I wanted him to still find me attractive. And
Sure.
I never let him see me without complete makeup and completely done up, because I was feeling so badly about myself. So this one day you're talking about, I got out of the shower. My kids never even saw me cry. TG never saw me cry. I was just very strong and on the outside. And I got out of the shower and I looked at myself really strongly in the mirror, knowing that I was by myself, and I just lost it. It was so horrifying because I scared myself. I was like a green tint and bald and no lashes and no brows, and I just had scars all over me. I thought, this is unbelievable. I am unlovable. You know, nobody should have to put up with this. So the next thing I knew, I didn't realize TG had let himself into the house because we didn't live together. Let himself in, and he heard me just wailing upstairs, and he ran up there, and I was so horrified. So he wrapped me in my terry cloth robe and pulled me down on his lap and just started rocking me. And I said, TG, you know what? We're just dating here. You deserve much better than this. I'm going to die, and you need to move on. It's time for you to go. You know, you haven't wanted to commit before this, and you certainly don't need to commit out of guilt or, you know, whatever. And, you know, I knew I loved him before, but I knew I fell in love with him at this moment. He kissed my bald head, and he said, Kelly, you are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life, and I will never leave you. And, you know, a lot of men would have. A lot of men should have. He probably should have. But I tell you, that speaks volumes of his dedication to me and his kindness, and my love for him is just way so deep. I was listening to you guys talk, and I could have just as easily gotten on the phone after your conversation with him, but I honor him so much, and I love to hear his stories of where he's been and what all he's accomplished, because I'm so proud of him and so proud to be his wife. And I wish that more people could have that feeling about their spouse. And so, you know, maybe if somebody's out there listening, they could find that kind of love for themselves. It's really a gift.
I think it's something that we all want. I mean, deep down, I mean, most people, I think they want to find somebody that they can truly be happy with for the rest of their life, you know?
I'm not happy 100% of the time. I'm not saying that. No, I'm teasing. I'm just saying to share your life with somebody who is so selfless and loving and giving, it makes you that way, and it makes you just, I don't know, I just feel very appreciated, so I want to even appreciate him even more. You know, it's just an incredible love for each other.
So how did you and TG meet? And TG, if I guess you're still on the line, that you can jump in if you want to and answer.
Oh, I'm here.